today we're going to talk about slings within the body, and two main ones that are ones that we will use in a lot of transverse rotation. So when we train athletes a lot of the time, we spend way too much time in a bilateral stance, which would mean he's going to be on both feet. And when he does movements, we do squats, we do our deadlifts, we do all these things, and that would be within called the sagittal plane. So he's moving in this direction like this, we're squatting, and we're always moving in this motion of this forward to back motion, okay? But in sports, a lot of the time we're asked to work on a single leg or in a position where our body is going through some sort of transverse rotation where we're actually stabilizing on a single leg. So if I get you to show a split squat quick, Robbie. So we're running a split squat, now we're representing more of a realistic representation of what would happen when we're running, because we're in that split stance. And then to go along with this, as you go into it, so go down to your split squat, we're going to have two chains of systems working. So stand up tall for me. So we have two slings in the body that are really responsible for transverse rotation. Okay? So the first one is what we call anterior oblique sling, and we're not going to go too in depth into the actual muscles involved. We're going to keep it simple, but we're going to go from the front shoulder down through the internal obliques, or external obliques, through the internal obliques, and then into the side adductor. Okay, that's our anterior oblique sling. So people who are extremely dominant, like baseball players who throw with the same arm, or quarterbacks, we're always asking them to step through. They probably have very dominant anterior oblique sling from their throwing arm across to the opposite leg. Posterior oblique sling is going to be the opposite side. So I'm going to get him to turn around. When we run, so go to split squat a little bit, not full, so I have extension of that back leg, good. We're going to have that same posterior oblique sling coming from this back lat, all the way through the erectors, across, into the opposite side glute. Okay, so those two slings are extremely important. A lot of people neglect them in their training. So we do a couple different things to train that, so turn around first. For our anterior oblique sling, one way we like to do it is with a rotary split squat, rotary reverse lunge. Let's do the rotary reverse lunge. So as he steps back, he's going to actually rotate that torso towards this knee. If we want to make it, if we're having a hard time with the athlete coordinating that, we can do things such as throwing a band on his knee to help him engage the adductors from the inside as he steps back. Doesn't mean he's letting his ankle pronate, but he's just keeping that pressure in so that we're using the adductor bag for that hip extension as he comes up. And he's going to be bringing that shoulder across. We could also add a press into this, whatever it needs